This is McCook's Mr. Bill's an honor to have you here. You're looking at a cane pole, When I was 65 last year, I decided to start fishing as I did when I was a kid with a cane pole. So I wanted to do it cheap and do it as we did back then in the 1950s. And a cane pole is what I came up with a mindset to do. Just as some hunters would rather use a bow and arrow than a rifle. Okay, a cane pole. What are the tips that I can give you to have a better fishing trip with a cane pole? Well, a cane pole will bend pretty easy, a lightweight one. These are ultralights, and 10 foot. As soon as you catch your fish, immediately you can tell whether you've got a big one or not. And that 10-foot pole will start bending. What you do is you slide your hands down to the middle and turn it to the side, controlling it to the side. Then as you slide your hand down, if it's really big, you grab the string. Always grab a glove first so you don't cut your hand. I said you can cut your hand. And then bring the fish on in. Don't dink around with him or try to play him or wear him out like you would with a spin cast rod. Get him in quick, because rest assured, I have a 7-foot line and a 10-foot cane pole. There's no give, there's no allowing him to play. Get him in off the out of the water immediately, and that's how to do it. Okay, the next tip you need to know is I use monofilament line, and I lost well over a dozen fish last year to it. That monofilament line breaks, or it'll stretch out and the next time it'll break. It just weakens it. It's not that great a product. So I went with a spider wire. That's the name of the brand, and it's a braided wire. There's no give to it, and I've caught dozens of large fish, in my opinion, 2 pounds and above. The biggest fish that the spider wire for me has caught is a 4-pound, 3-ounce carp. So keep that in mind for a way to keep from having your line broke. If you're lucky enough to catch a big one, you don't want your line to break. Pay the little bit of extra money and get spider wire or some braided line that will hold up. And in a cane pole, it's beyond essential. Next is the hooks. Now I'm going after bluegill, as I said. If something else bites, so much the better. But I use a small hook for that. But I use the heaviest small hooks I can get a hold of. The heavier, the better, because otherwise they'll just simply bend them straight out. I lost numerous fish to when I would get it back to shore and look at the hook, it'd be straight bent out. Be bent totally out, easily for the fish to get away then. If you want a hook that's extra strong, and a heavier hooks will just hold up better. That's just the name of the game. So those 3 tips will give you a better sport today to fish with a cane pole. And never forget that the fish, most of my fish, I would put it, at least 90% of my fish are caught within 12 feet of shore. 12 feet is the fishing, is where I go with for most of my cane pole fishing. So let's see, remember, as soon as you catch the fish, get your hands down on the rod, closer and closer, and even be ready to grab the line if you need to with a glove, and so you don't cut yourself, and get that fish in. Okay? Next, spider wire, and then a heavy hook. This is McCook's Mr. Bill. You guys have a great fishing trip today, and have the knowledge that on a day after event, you'll be able to feed your family fish, rather than like a lot of the city folks will be looking at each other and thinking maybe you ought to kill them and eat another human being. Yeah. Let's stick with fish and learn every trick you can today, and teach your children too. And we turn him loose. Caught a nice catfish, as I have a number of them, and of course I catch and release like this.